We as prosecutors have to undo the harm that we've caused to create mass incarceration. We've been tough on crime. What is our return?
People think of the police as the ones who bring people into the system. A lot of people don't recognize that prosecutors can stop criminal justice involvement at the moment of arrest. It is their decision and their decision alone whether or not to charge someone, whether or not that case will move forward at all, or whether any system involvement can stop right there.
Going to jail, going to jail, going to jail. Getting out, going to jail, going to jail, going to jail. It's the same cycle. And eventually, if I'm constantly going to jail, my son gonna go to jail.
We can't arrest our way out of the problem. We're not going to incarcerate our way out of the problem. Those things have been shown to be ineffective, empirically. We know. You get discussions around criminal justice reform now, and they are bipartisan discussions. People on both sides of the aisle understand the system is broken. That's not even up for legitimate debate.
Defendants were once victims. It's a cycle. They need therapists. They need to sit down, talk to somebody because they've been through trauma. One way to break the cycle is just by getting them the help they need. Somebody does, community service. They take anger management class. They meet with a therapist. They do everything we ask. We dismiss their case. It's a full circle way to just give people a second chance.
Public safety is our first priority. We put resources in place for the people who get accepted into the program for them to be successful, whether that's employment, you need a GED, you may need some kind of counseling, drug counseling, anger management. There's any number of support resources we put in place for you to be successful.
What I do inside the diversion program is I actually show these kids and search for their why. So what we do is a constantly 24/7 mentoring service that I actually provide to go get them to be a better person. If I got resources to get them a job, I get them a job. I put them on the right track.
I was required to do community service and stay out of trouble. The whole thing is that they're giving me an extra chance and to change my future, and I shouldn't be doing anything to jeopardize that. You have to work for it, you gotta pay attention, and that's what the program really instilled in me, to be responsible. I'm gonna be helping out whatever I can. I just want that same opportunity for the next person. Just gotta know that somebody cares and somebody want better for you. Just like I want better for my son or my siblings. Just makes me wanna give back.
Right now, I'm currently a TIG welder. I went to school for it back then, but I got off track. The program motivated me to get back into that. I met Mr. Sid telling me man, the path you going down, it ain't a good road for you. I ain't want to listen. He had me a lot, understand a lot. Sometimes I ain't have gas, he'll come pick me up. I ain't think that, where I come from, somebody would do something like that for me.
The system is not serving not just those who are accused and brought into it, but victims who've suffered harm and who need something better than what we offer to create safety and wholeness in ways that the system does not.
Kids do not belong in jail. They need to have a chance.
It's a program meant to give people a second chance. So if a person has a bad day, they don't necessarily get thrown away in jail for the rest of their life, and instead are able to have a second chance to try to contribute to society and live a nice life.
If you believe that a person can change, it's the right thing to do to give that person an alternative.
It's a concept where you get to the root causes of why this individual is doing the things they're doing. So you address the harm by giving them the resources to address the PTSD that's causing that individual to be hypervigilant. It is addressing the economic issues in terms of why this person is breaking into cars because they're trying to support their family or they have lack of food. It's addressing this crisis that I see. We give people resources after we lock them up. We need to move that before we lock them up, and we can reduce crime.
The prison system is now the biggest provider of mental health treatment in the country. It's extremely expensive to keep people in those institutions. They don't always get the proper treatment that they need, especially mental health clients and people with substance abuse problems. We want to get people out of those systems so that we don't have the overcrowding and the expense of housing them in institutions when they can be productive citizens out in the world.
As a matter of political currency, it's always good to talk tough on crime, but what really works in a community that's trying to rebuild itself and change lives and change the direction of a community is something like diversion. We've seen the impact in individual lives that necessarily affects more than just that individual life. It's families associated with that individual, it's the children of that individual. When they successfully complete the program and have that cage dropped, it clears a major hurdle for them relative to employment, housing, education, depending on which institution they're applying to. It makes a major difference in the kinds of choices that are available to an individual once they successfully complete this program.